How's it going, everyone? Wanna cover the game that has taken the gaming world by storm. If you were keeping an eye on it, you kind of had an inkling that it was gonna be one of the most talked about games of the year if it was actually gonna come out, and that is, of course, Palworld. Crushing it on Steam, crushing it in early access. It has sold incredibly well, but the question remains, will it be out on PlayStation 5? They do have input on that on their official FAQ, so I want to talk a little bit about that. I have, in fact, been following this game for quite a while, and yeah, let's just say the reception for this game in totality has been incredibly positive and way better than I had expected. I'm really happy about that for a multitude of reasons, so we'll talk about it. Now, before we get into this video, I just want to ask you guys, please like this video and do leave a comment with your thoughts. It really does help out the channel a lot, and it is much appreciated. Palworld has been in early access, and it has cracked 2 million copies sold in 24 hours. It has peaked at a concurrent Steam player count of 850,000. This game has just been a staggering success, and I knew the game was gonna shot and rocket up to the top sellers on Steam and be incredibly popular, but the issue with a game like this, it was going to be memed to the top seller list easily. However, sustainability cannot be had from just being a meme. People were excited about the fact that, hey, it's got some Pokemon like, Mon designs, to say the least. The pals, they look a little bit familiar, to say the least, and you're dropping it into the context of an open world survival crafting game. It's a marriage of a lot of different playstyles and gameplay ideas on top of utilizing, you know, the promotional aspect and promotional vehicle of one of the most popular IPs in the world. And let's be real, that popular IP in Pokemon has gotten incredibly stale, and a franchise that I would say most people are down on at this point. Now, at this point, the game is on Xbox Series, Xbox One, and PC via Steam. However, there is no PlayStation release yet. Now, the game is in early access, generally speaking. PlayStation doesn't host a lot of early access titles, so, you know, it is what it is. It's also on Xbox Game Pass, so they got a hefty check from Microsoft for this game, but I think Microsoft made out like bandits, because when that deal was obviously made, nobody had an inclination that this game would be this big. I knew the game was gonna be big just on the meme factor alone, but guys, we just saw the day before come out, and that game was, you know, the top wish-listed game on Steam for a while. You have to actually see these games come out a lot of the times and see how they turn out. In this case, it's turned out exceedingly well, and right now, the game is sitting at like a 92% positive rating on Steam, which is very good for an early access game, because the hope is now they have resources, now they have player feedback. You would think the only way to go from here is up. Now, there have been early access titles that have fallen apart after their early access release, but we'll see. Sustainability is the name of the game when it comes to a game like this, but it is still in a very early stage. But at this point, the general consensus is that it's a very fleshed out game for an early access title, and it's gonna be in early access for a year plus. Now, in an official FAQ, Pocket Pair said that while it does not currently have plans for a PlayStation 5 version, it will consider it during the course of development. Guys, it will happen, unless there is some sort of exclusivity agreement that is arranged, which I highly doubt that'll be the case. Sony, at this point, they're not dumb. They're looking at the success of this game, and they're gonna do whatever they can to get this game onto PlayStation 5 as well and expedite that process. Like, PlayStation and Sony, they'll throw money at this game coming to their console ASAP, because that is the appeal. This is, if you're a console-only player, this is a legit system seller that Microsoft and Xbox has now. Like, it's on PC, and from what I can tell, most people are playing the game on PC, but you know, if you're a console-only person and you look at Palworld, you know, that's a legit system seller for people right now. Now, it's got a lot of buzz. It's been 36 hours since the game went live, around that range. It's gonna be sustainability. Where's it gonna be 6 months from now, 9 months from now, a year from now? But where they've started out foundationally is an incredible start. This is legitimately best case scenario that could have happened with Palworld, and you would hope that the only way to go is up, especially because you're talking about 2 million copies sold or whatever, and getting financial backing from Microsoft offering the game on Game Pass. They have a lot of resources to work with now. I don't know the kind of backing this game had prior to the launch, but you would think that whatever backing, whatever investors they did have, they're going to be incredibly satisfied with it. And what I imagine is, because this is a Pocket Pair self-published game, you would have to think people are now coming to the table wanting a piece of the pie when it comes to Palworld, and wanting this to be as good as possible. And from my standpoint, There have been so many other games that have been Pokemon competitors. Temtem, Cassette Beasts, Nexomon, etc. But nothing has resonated at this level in terms of selling this many copies, and hopefully this is a game that actually gives Nintendo a kick in the back to be like, okay, maybe we should do something a little bit different with Pokemon, because Pokemon's always going to be huge. I'm not saying Palworld is going to defunct Pokemon. Far from it, that's not going to happen, but at the very least, this should be a check that Game Freak and Nintendo needed in terms of evolving Pokemon, and like some of the nonsense you saw with Scarlet and Violet, especially the performance issues. Like, come on, man, in the year 2023 and 2022 even, that should not be happening. I get it, Switch is underpowered hardware, but still, like, hopefully Palworld is a showcase for them to innovate a little bit, because I would have to imagine that Nintendo is fully aware of this now. I was always of the mindset and being a little bit worried about potential legality issues when it came to the Mon designs more than anything. The gameplay style, you can't copyright that, and you can't take them to task over that, but the Mon designs, and you see a lot of you know, the hardcore Pokemon community now push back on social media about, oh my god, the Mon designs are so much like Pokemon. Like, yeah, that's something that has been abundantly apparent for anyone that was following this game from the jump. I had always been like, yo, the Mon designs are kind of wild. Now that this game has so much recognition and so much attention, like, I'm legitimately getting texts from people asking me about this game. I got one text from somebody that doesn't even play video games being like, yo, what is this MMO that everybody's playing? And at that point, when I got that text, I was like, okay, this game has really hit the mainstream in terms of everybody is now well aware of this game, or at least a lot of people are well aware of this game, because that's really what it takes. You know, I'll get hit up by casuals about, you know, the big game release, like the Hogwarts Legacies, Spider-Man 2, I got a little bit of that, but the fact that Palworld, a game that, you know, it's not like it's got this gigantic, huge IP attached to it, unless you want to throw in, like, obviously the Pokemon gimmick goes a long ways, but it's from an unknown development studio. I know they did Craftopia and whatnot, but yeah, it's just been a staggering success, and guys, at some point it'll absolutely come to PlayStation 5. I would not worry about that whatsoever. Sony's well aware of this game. Everybody's well aware of this game. The things now that we gotta focus on is the sustainability of this game, the longevity of it, the update cycle of this game. Like, they gotta consistently roll out fixes, updates. It's an early access title at the ground level. Like, there's a lot of things to be done here, but it's only $27 as well, which I think that price point is super competitive. It's gonna go up in price throughout the course of early access. That is just something to expect, and by the time it's on PS5, it might be $40, $50, but given the level of content that's available in this game, you know, it's probably something that's gonna be easily justifiable, and you can play it totally solo offline. Like, if you want to do that, you can totally play it solo offline. You don't have to go online. You don't have to go on the 32-player servers or even 4-player cooperative play, but that's an option if you do want to do that, which just, you know, they're really offering you a way to play. So I wanted to give you guys an update on that if you weren't aware. I'm sure for some PlayStation-only guys, they're kind of bummed out that they're being left out of the Palworld excitement, but at some point, it'll certainly be coming to PS5. And ultimately, when it comes to PS5, that's when we're going to have a better gauge on the sustainability and the longevity level of this game. What I've always said on this channel, guys, longevity is the name of the game when it comes to games like this. But yeah, 27 bucks gets you quite a lot. And if you do have a decent PC, go play it. It runs on the deck, it runs on the Ally as well. Who knows? Like, it would be crazy if we could get Palworld on, like, the Switch 2 at some point. Like, that, at that point, I'd be like, yo, we're living in quite the times. But that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Sound off there. Have you played it on PC or Xbox? Let me know. And what's your interest level in a game like this? I'm sure some people are looking at it and being like, this is totally flash in the pan, memeable type of game, but interested to hear your guys' thoughts. That's gonna do it for me. Again, your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.